Today on How is Canadian Healthcare, I need an MRI to see if I have a brain tumor. And go ahead, guess when it is. Go ahead, guess. It's in 2026. 2026. My MRI to see if I have a brain tumor is in 2026. It's March 2025 right now. And if you thought this was bad, it's actually worse than you thought, because the appointment where we decided that I need this MRI was in December of last year. So it's not like it's 10 months from now, it's 13 months. It's a 13-month wait to see if I have a brain tumor. At first, I just thought this was a mistake because having an MRI every year is like a monitoring timeline. Like I already have an MRI every year for my spine tumor, which is why we think maybe I have a brain tumor too. So I was like, okay, they just made a mistake and scheduled this on a monitoring timeline. But no, I called and the clinic was like, yeah, the doctor actually requested that you have it earlier, but this is the next spot we have. We're seeing about 13 months for these brain and spine MRIs. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Canada, where healthcare is free, but only.
You know, even the things that they say is free, it's not free. It's actually paid by your tax dollars. So the reason why Canadian taxes is so high is because they're saying that healthcare is technically free for everybody and that it's so progressive. But I will tell you that I've heard countless stories because I have bag chasers that are actually Canadian. I got bag chasers all over the globe, and we actually participate in the Discord. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. But I have heard stories on top of stories on top of stories from people that are from Canada that's basically told me that the Canadian healthcare system is absolutely trash. They say that, oh, okay, well, if you have an emergency, then you'll be able to see a doctor, but you'll have to wait inside of the emergency room for hours and hours and hours and hours because their preventative care is actually trash, similar to what this woman is talking about right now. I'll give you an example. There are towns, and I've done countless stories on the Millionaire Morning Show. And if you are not familiar with the Millionaire Morning Show, you need to go ahead and Google that and then put that inside of your algorithm so that you'll actually be able to get some insight and information on why things come back to the money. But I've seen stories where in a lot of different towns, they don't even have the ability to get primary care physicians because there is no incentive to do so, because there is no real free market that is also helped and subsidized by the Canadian taxpayers. And so when a family care doctor came into town, everybody was waiting in the freezing cold snow to possibly sign up to be seen by a family care doctor. And so as a result, a lot of people then go into the emergency room when they're trying to solve for something that could have been solved for with the, preventative care or, a doctor. During the pandemic, I knew a lot of people that were getting coaching calls from me that actually moved out of Canada. And one guy in particular, I think he moved over to Vegas because, the things that he needed and the work that he needed as far as even the vaccines, because, they didn't want to be forced to do anything. But the things that he felt like he wanted to do with his body and his healthcare, he had to come over here inside of the United States of America to do it. Now, what I've personally found through my healthcare journey here in the United States of America is that insurance even seems to be a little bit of a scam over here. That if you have resources or, you are relatively healthy or you take care of business, unless you are getting something major, unless something major is happening to you, and I don't advise that you guys don't have insurance, but unless you are dealing with something with regarding to a cancer treatment or something like that, if you go and you just get billed and you pay the bill, it's actually cheaper than you actually buying insurance for yourself. So, for example, I have some prescriptions, or Rita may have some prescriptions, and the prescriptions is actually $2 more than what we was paying with the copay. And so a lot of times they was billing an insurance company in order to finesse them and getting way more money from them. I had a buddy that said that he had an ambulance ride and they gave him a discount on the ambulance ride, which was less than what he would have been paying in a copay in order to meet whatever threshold before they started billing the insurance company. And so I've actually found that if you have your own personal primary care physician or you have a concierge service, if you have the resources to be able to do so, or you just pay for your prescriptions out of pocket and stuff like that, it could actually be cheaper. I've also heard that, there's a lot of people that's closer to the border down there in Mexico, they get their prescriptions over in Mexico because it's even cheaper over there. But, you know, for everybody that are saying that the Canadian healthcare system is so awesome, but I've heard 1,000 horror stories, then this woman just showed you the proof that they're not even going to do a MRI to see if she have a brain tumor until 2026. And the recommendation was in December 2024. If that's not insane, I don't know what is. And the wait times for them to be able to do that is over 13 months, and you could be dead by then. But see, we don't want to talk about that part about it. Everybody just keep talking about how it's so bad over here in America. And I'm not saying that it's perfect, but I am saying that it is better and it's getting better than what a lot of you guys are experiencing over in a lot of these other places. And so if you do your research and you start to find out and you start to look at the stories instead of just going based off of what your algorithm is recommending to you, then you'll actually start to find the truth a little bit more. And this woman, you know, I've actually seen another story from her. This woman saying that she had to wait for an MRI, but she already had a spine tumor. I think that she's what she said, and for whatever reason, the recommendation from the doctor in order to get an MRI so that they can find out whether or not she has a brain tumor because it's looking like that is only allowing for her to be seen by 2026. So what she'll probably have to do is leave Canada, either come to the United States of America or go to a completely different country so that they can actually do a MRI and find out. And she'll probably have to pay out of pocket, which will probably be, I'm assuming, depending on where she go, it could be cheaper. But you know, y'all paying all of these taxes. Canada is one of the highest tax places in the United States of America, and I guess that's why they say that the country is so liberal. And they had Justin Trudeau, and now they have Mark. I think his name is Mark Carney, and they saying that he's a worse version of Justin Trudeau. And y'all just fucked up over there. It's messed up. And it's unfortunate because the people over here has been marketed to, and everything that they think is Trump bad and this and that. And so they're automatically going to take whoever's side or anything that's anti-American because they are incentivized to do so. But I would advise people to, again, go and do your own research, go and find out for yourself so you can actually see how other people are living instead of just taking somebody else's word for it and playing a game of telephone. You know, having conversations in the Discord and talking to different people from Canada that are a part of the bag chasers, and even seeing some people, you know, make the trek over here to the United States of America the same way that some people make the trek down to Mexico because they feel oppressed in a way by Canada's healthcare system and at the same time Canada's taxes is pretty telling. It's pretty telling. But let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off of life. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what y'all think. And let me know if y'all have any stories or insight into what Canada's healthcare system is outside of what I just had a conversation with you guys about.